Welcome to the Parent Guide that will help you prepare for the next 2 lessons, which are all about modesty. Modesty is a very charged issue right now for not just teenagers or young adults. It's an issue for men and women, of all ages. And it's about so much more than just clothes. So it's really important to have these discussions with our preteens and teens, and even to be planting the seed about why modesty matters with our younger children. So I remember, and now I see this as a blessing now, but at the time I did not. I was in an awkward stage for a really long time. I couldn't figure out how to get my hair to work right. I was terrible at learning how to put on makeup. I had no idea how to dress myself. I was terribly shy and intimidated by people around me, and I just didn't fit. I was never going to be one of the cool kids. Now again, like I said, this was a blessing, but at the time it didn't feel like it. And my mom was the blessing that I saw at that time. Every day, she told me how beautiful I was, but it wasn't about what I looked like. You see, my mom really focused on what beauty was really about. As I was growing and developing and feeling awkward, she made a point of emphasizing that what's really important is the skills that we're developing, the testimony that we're growing. If we make people feel safe and comfortable in our presence, and if we live what we believe, those are the things that make us beautiful. Now, don't get me wrong, she had a lot of great advice on how to grow into this maturing body. She was very helpful. But because I knew that she cared more about who I was on the inside and that she was proud of who that person was, it really helped me get through those difficult times. My parents definitely had standards for dress with us growing up. Our focus in our home was to prepare to go to the temple one day, and we got to live near the Mount Timpanogos temple while it was in the process of being built. So that was a big focus in our home. And so I didn't wear tank tops growing up or short shorts. I didn't wear clothes that exposed my body. And remember, I wasn't even tempted to because I was so awkward. So I can't relate to what it's like for people who never go through an awkward phase and have this really great thing to show off. But that being said, it was never a big issue that we felt the need to fight our parents on, because all of us were really excited to go to the temple one day, and it made sense for us to dress in a way that would be ready to wear the temple garment and to receive those covenants. That just made the decision kind of a no-brainer for me. And because those expectations were laid when I was young, when I got into junior high and high school, it was just such a natural part of who I was. And I'm sure I had an outfit or two that obviously wasn't perfect, right? But the majority of my clothes that I had when I got married were all clothes that I could wear my garments with. And that was a really good feeling, and it also saved me a lot of money when I had no money as a newlywed. So I wanted to give you a heads up about what these 2 lessons are going to be about. So the first one is a review about what modesty is. And the second one is a review all about what modesty is not. That it is not just an issue for girls to worry about. That it is not about protecting boys and their thoughts. They are in charge of their own thoughts. And that it is not about thinking we're better than other people if we choose to dress differently than they do. So I think it's really important to have these discussions. I know that this can be difficult to discuss and set guidelines for in many households. So I have linked so many talks, articles, podcasts, YouTube videos, anything that I have found useful and that I feel might be helpful for you as you're trying to navigate teaching this principle in a loving and calm way, while also allowing your children to have agency to make their own choices. Because once they're in high school, they're learning mostly through their own experience. That's why it's so important to lay the groundwork. But then once they're making those choices, we really only have, right, our persuasion, as it says in the Doctrine and Covenants. We need to be giving a good, loving discussion about why this matters in our home, and we help to persuade and guide without forcing, because our kids have their agency. So please refer to all the links down in the description box below if you know that this is going to be a big issue and if you want to have a lot of knowledge and resources that can help your kids when you have these discussions this month. I look forward to you joining me, and let's get to it. Thank you so much for joining me for this lesson today. You can find a link to all of the healthy sexuality lessons here, along with a link to parent guides. If you found this lesson helpful, please share it with others who it may be useful for. Then head over to the uncommonsensebooks.com website, where you can find my resource page, links to my books, and you can also sign up for my quarterly newsletter. I'll see you at the next one.